Welcome back to First Education. This is Ed. Today, we're going to be talking about Camber Energy. Now, I did talk about CEI before. You'll find it in my previous video in the description below. But today, we're bringing new pieces of due diligence, technical analysis, and what I think about this one. So without further ado, let's jump right into this one. So CEI, if you've never heard about them before, they do have a quick here thing. So basically, they are a company that is in the energy field, as it honestly implies. They have some existing assets. So first off, they have majority interest in multiple oil and gas fields, primarily across Texas and Louisiana. Also, they approximately have 145 conventional producing oil and gas wells across 30 counties and parishes, and over 30 proved drilling prospects, and access to over 900 square miles of 3D seismic data, and selling commodities at a premium to WTI or /HH due to quality and proximity to the Gulf Coast. Now, in 2020, revenues from existing assets was actually $40.27 million. Currently, their market cap is $79.85 million. And if you're able to take a look into some of the recent news, you're able to see that they have taken a bigger and a bigger portion of the Viking, the company itself. So currently Viking is one of their current majority owned subsidiary, and they basically, for instance, here added additional 27.5 million shares of Viking common stock shares for an aggregate purchase price of around 11 million. That was back in July 29th. And you see that they did go ahead and added another one as well back in August 6th. And currently on August 6th, another one, this is one of the latest kind of PRs or SEC filings that you get to see. We have other PRs, but this is relating towards SEC filing. This was filed actually on August 18, 2021. And it says, effective August 6th, Viking Energy Group, a majority-owned subsidiary of Camber Energy, or the company, entered into an exclusive intellectual property license agreement with ESG Clean Energy LLC, a Delaware limited liability company, pursuant to which Viking received an exclusive license to ESG's patents right and know-how to related to stationary electric power generation, not in connection with vehicles, including methods to utilize heat and capture carbon dioxide in Canada. And two, a non-exclusive license to the intellectual property in up to 25 sites in the United States that are operated by Viking or its affiliates. In consideration of the license, Viking paid up an upfront royalty of around $1.5 million on August 19, 2021, and Viking is obligated to make additional royalties as follows. And it kind of gives you a summary here. So that's just something to keep in mind in terms of the expenses that will go ahead and show on its balance sheets later on in the future. Some of the latest, however, basically press releases that we have is Camber Energy secures exclusive IP license for patent carbon system capture and our carbon capture systems. And this is very similar to the SEC filing we just read about in relations towards the ESG clean energy systems. And it basically talks a little bit more about it, so you can pause and read, but basically it's talking about combustion and internal system engine that would capture heat and 100% of carbon dioxide emitted from the engines without loss of any of the efficiencies, in a matter to facilitate production of precious commodities, for instance distilled or deionized water, urea NH4, or ammonia NH3, or ethanol and methanol for sale. And there's other information here, for instance, in addition to the electrical power generation, the ESG clean energy system is designed to be utilized with a number of different environments, including plastics recycle operations, nitrogen removal, microgrids, data centers, and crypto mining operations. Now, before moving on forward, if you'd like to see more contents like this, make sure to click the subscribe button on the bottom right corner and leave notifications on. Also, don't forget as well to drop a like to this video if you enjoyed it. So the subscribe button is right here in the bottom right corner, and the Discord description or Discord invite is in the description below. Totally free. We're not trying to upsell you on anything. Now, in terms of institutional buyers, recently Vanguard Total Stock Market Index Fund added around 1.1 million shares at a value of around $732,000. Now, institutional buyers hasn't been active yet as of September, but we still have only around 3 days into September. And insiders, we haven't seen much activity or almost at all from 2020, 2021, and 2019. This could be perhaps an error in basically in insider information, but it doesn't seem to be much activity relating towards that. Let's move on now towards technical analysis. Just before that, a quick reminder that the price over book is 3.94 and the price over sales is 266. Price over book is below the average of SP 500, while the price over sales, the average there is 3, it's sitting at 266. Now towards technical analysis. Now from a technical analysis perspective, we're starting to see things that are really amazing in this sense. So first off, on the moving averages, currently it's above the 50 SMA. That's incredibly bullish, and 10 SMA has finally crossed above the 30 EMA. That might sound some gibberish to you, but basically these are moving day averages, and apparently once some of them cross one another or the price point is above a certain point, it can either trigger a bullish or a bearish kind of understanding of the chart itself. So currently, the 200 SMA is the most critical line it needs to pass by, which is at 89 cents. Today, it jumped above it, but currently, it really does show that it's going from bearish to bullish, as well as the massive jump in price from around 33 cents all the way to almost $1 today, currently sitting at 83 cents. Now, in terms of the ADX, which is called the Average Directional Index, you're able to see currently it's at 2478. Now, this ADX suggests that there's a very strong trend here that is continuing on, and you need to start worrying when the ADX itself start hitting 45 to 50. That's where you start expecting the reversals, but currently it shows that this is a very hot and a strong trend. In terms of the William % R, it's currently very close to overbought, but not there yet. It's almost on the edge in that sense between neutral and overbought. Basically, when we're talking about overbought, meaning that there's a lot more buying interest than selling interest, more of relative speaking. And in terms, or relatively speaking, my bad, in terms of the MACD, you're able to see a really nice bullish action. The histograms are both increasing, as well as the trend lines itself are showing upwards, indicating a very strong momentum and a push. This is very much seen into the momentum being a 0.45, a really nice recovery from the 33 cent mark. Now, in terms of stochastic fast and stochastic slow, the fast is actually suggesting of being very careful and mindful of where the support is. Meanwhile, the slow is suggesting that there might be still another leg up for this one. Currently, on the moving average bands and the Bollinger Bands, we're able to see that this one is expected to trade around 72 cents in the top and 23 in the bottom, but that's not really what we need to focus on. We're focusing on the moving averages curving upwards, suggesting a really strong trend and a continuation to that trend rather than the exact pinpoints on where it should trade. In terms of the Fibonacci retracements, this is a tool used by institutional buyers and infrequent traders. The current resistance is at 99 cents, above there 139, 172, 205, 251, and 310. The support level is around 33 cents. Currently on a price line action, we're seeing a very critical support onto this one for 80 cents, below there around 78 cents, going down to 71 cents, down to 66 cents, going down to 61 cents, and then down to 57 cents, and then down to 51, 43, and down to 39. Significant resistances though, you're seeing one currently being tested at 84 cents, above there around $1, 119, and then upwards to 137, going to 168, and then going upwards to around 210, and then upwards to 223. And then in the after hours, what you're able to see here is more of still a stabilization in price and not more of a tanking in price that is fast-paced. And it comes to the question, Ed, what do you think about the stock? I definitely think there's a strong trend here and it could continue on with a strong momentum. It does look like a really nice recovery and it does look like a trend. Now, as you get to see, this kind of looks an upward trend. It's very bullish, and that's all I can say. Now, is it a buy, sell, and all that kind of stuff? It's really hard to determine. I'd really like to highlight that there's a very strong resistance here closer to the $1 value. That has been tested before, and it was a very strong support. That's why I'm saying it's a very strong resistance at this level. And these need to be broken. The $1 and 135 above there, it's kind of almost a pathway towards the $3 or to around the 206. What do you think about the sticker? Make sure to mention down in the comments below. Share, subscribe, and like, and have a wonderful day. Now, if you're still here on this video, make sure to drop down below and join our Discord. We have a lot of different things going on, including, for instance, members that gives picks for free. It's not pump and dumps, we just things we think about, swings, etc. We also have really exciting bots. You can actually use those ones. For instance, we're just testing out this bot, for instance, that gives you Fibonacci resistance points, activities, etc. And we have a bunch of free things, totally free. We run on tips here, and you can ask me questions, suggest stocks, etc. It's a really nice community that has been growing up very fast at a very good rate, and it's totally free. If you would like to join that one, feel free to do so in the description below, and have a wonderful day.